Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are getting another one out of the way here from the collective today. What a day of wrestling has been in the middle of the Mark Hitchcock Memorial WrestleCon Super Show. Just got done watching Game Changer Wrestling, Joey Janela Spring Break 6 Part Uno. What a show it was. Oh my god. So we're going to start off with the Game Changer Wrestling Tag Team titles that were vacated due to a double pin at the last show. We had the Hit Club of Matt Tremont, Nick Gage, going up against Second Gear Crew of Mance Warner and Matthew Justice, and then the Briscoes as well, all former Game Changer Tag Team Champions. We have found out when the show began that Matt Tremont would not be there, personal issue, something that happened in Atlanta, so not sure what's going on there. Nick Gage said he would go it alone. For the most part, he did. Toward the middle of the match, we had Slade come out and tag with Nick Gage. He actually came out and brought Nick Gage a pizza cutter. That was fun. But yeah, this match was just insane. You had Gage with his pizza cutter. Slade brought two of them actually out. He and Gage one had one himself. They were cutting up Mance Warner and Matthew Justice. Them boys, the Briscoes, they're just a hardcore fighting machine, it seems like, here lately. They brought the tables out, brought the freaking doors out, chairs, etc., all the plunder on the outside of the ring. And then Froggy Style off the top rope, Jay Driller. We have new Game Changer Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Briscoes. Now, one thing that I can see going on with this story here, the fact that Briscoes pinned Slade. Slade wasn't a official member of the match. So I think somewhere along the line that's going to come up, and then when Tremont does come back, him and Gage and possibly Second Gear Crew will get a rematch. So we might actually see this match again, which is fine with me. I gave it 3 3/4 star. Next up, we had AR Fox versus Blake Christian. Blake Christian, every match he's in, you can just see him getting a little bit better. The fact that he was on the Indies, went to NXT at the Performance Center for WWE, trained with those, tier 1 trainers there in that system, then got released, and here he is back on the Indies. It's just that little training opportunity made him so much better. AR Fox, a veteran on the Indies, talent as hell. Two very high flyers here. Blake Christian getting the victory. I ended up giving it 3 3/4. I thought it was a great match. I enjoyed it tremendously. Next up, we had Mickie James, her Game Changer Wrestling debut versus Allie Katch. This is the first women's match on Joey Janela Spring Break. It's going to be first of many. Allie Katch said it after the match. Mickie James and Allie Katch had a great match. I love the fact that Allie Katch grabbed Mickie James at one point. Mickie grabbed Allie Katch in the same spot. There was a very passionate kiss between the two. I thought that was kind of neat that Mickie James would do that with Allie Katch. But match-wise, they had a great match. Mickie got the victory. I gave it 3 1/4. I thought it was a great match. I enjoyed it so much. I just think Mickie James, her expertise, her veteran leadership can definitely help any women's division out there. Somebody like an Allie Katch, just be able to work with Mickie James, her idol. I mean, like they even said at the beginning of this match, this wasn't a dream. This was not even a dream match. This was a fantasy match. But Mickie James getting the victory there. Then we had a standard 7-man scramble match. I love when Game Changer does these scramble matches. We had Nick Wayne, second generation, 16-year-old kid, versus Jordan Oliver, versus Jimmy Lloyd, versus Gringo Loco, versus Alec Price, Alec Price, I've been watching him in Beyond Wrestling and Wrestling Open. He, to me, is kind of like, he was Daniel Garcia a couple of years ago. We've seen what Daniel Garcia has done in the last year. Winning PWG Battle of Los Angeles, being on AEW with Chris Jericho and his new faction, the Sports Entertainers. I see Alec Price, that same kind of ability as a Daniel Garcia, kind of that next level, kind of the Nick Wayne, the Alec Price. They're kind of the next version of a Daniel Garcia. Jordan Oliver, he's already there. I think a little bit more training, he could be that kind of same kind of guy as a Daniel Garcia. Jet Cartwheel, and then Ninja Mack. Ninja Bloodsport Mack. Oh, he had a great match in the Bloodsport. Yeah, this is just a typical 7-way scramble match. Nick Wayne ended up getting the victory. I give it 3.5. Just spot, 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 spot. Next up, we had a match that's you didn't know you wanted until you got it. And then once you got it, you're like, I want it again. At the previous Game Changer show, which would have been one night only. Before that was Astronaut, and then the Coldest Winter. We had Joey Janela teaming with X-Pac, Sean Waltman. Joey Janela turned on Sean Waltman when that match was over, which set up the match between Joey Janela and X-Pac. You didn't know you really wanted to see these two go at each other until X-Pac come out wearing the 6-pack shirt, and then Joey Janela comes out wearing ring gear that remind you of Razor Ramon. It had all the razors on it. It wasn't an homage to Razor Ramon. It was an F you to X-Pac because your best friend died kind of move by Joey Janela. Janela's promos over the last couple shows. He wants his flowers, and he's put GCW on the map because he worked for AEW and blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, just chill. And build this up with these two guys. There was one spot where Joey Janela kind of just, I guess X-Pac dove off the side of the ring. Janela caught him, and Janela just threw him into the ring post. He literally face first to the ring post and just splat on the ground. You thought X-Pac was dead. He didn't move for a minute. It's like, holy hell, is he okay? There was a couple spots like that. X-Pac did a top rope, kind of a dive kind of deal, kind of a dive through the ropes onto Janela and put Janela through a door, which honestly, X-Pac kind of, his knees hit the door and kind of broke the door. There's multiple spots like that, doors and chairs and stuff between the two of them. Janela ended up getting the victory, ended up giving it 3.5. It was pretty decent. It was pretty good. Next up, we had the Game Changer Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship on the line. We had Game Changer champion Jon Moxley versus Game Changer Extreme Champion AJ Gray. Jon Moxley is a deathmatch wrestler, bar none. It's amazing the things he can do in AEW and what he would do in WWE and what he can go here and do like he used to do in GCW back in the day. These two guys tore the house down. We had barbed wire around light tubes. We had barbed wire on tables. We had barbed wire wrapped around your arm. We had AJ Gray put Moxley through a barbed wire table or door. We had blood. We had a little bit of everything in this match. And after all that, we still have GCW Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley. I gave that bad boy 4. This was almost as good as his Bloodsport match. Almost. I mean, it was right there. The main event was the Game Changer Ultraviolent Championship. Hardcore champion legend. He won multiple deathmatch tournaments throughout the world. Alex Colon versus John Wayne Murdoch. These two guys set out to literally kill each other, and you almost thought it happened. You had just so many light tubes just getting shattered and different contraptions you can build out of light tubes and whatnot. And it's like after a while, it's like, guys, chill on the light tubes a little bit. There was at one point where Colon got busted open, and you had Murdoch just taking a light tube and just jamming into his head. He would put in light tube in his shirt and then kick him and shatter it. And it was just like, holy smolies. And just the violence this match had. And then at one point, you really thought Alex Colon was seriously, I think he broke his arm, to be honest with you. He hit the ring post right with his arm right here so hard that he literally just fell back and just like died. He had his legs up like in an X almost. The referee ended up pulling Murdoch back. They checked him out. You would thought, because I had to rewind to see exactly what happened, because they put a towel over it and then they taped the towel down. I'm like, why are they putting the towel? It's not like he's bleeding. Because I rewound it and watched it again. He was cut a little bit, but not that bad. But he went like this into the ring post with his arm right, like kind of this part of his arm. And then he immediately went, oh, my arm, you can see my arm. He didn't move that arm anymore. They ended up, like I said, putting a towel over it, taping the towel down. But the match resumed. You had Murdoch, literally going after the arm. And you put him in an arm bar and immediately Colon tapped. So we have new Ultraviolent champion John Wayne Murdoch. This was a gruesome match. If you have a problem with blood, don't watch this show. Or this match. I ended up giving it a 4. It's just the violence and everything. I just went ahead and went 4 with that. So this was an overall Joey Janela Spring Break 6 Part 1 was great. A lot of good things came from it. We had the Briscoes, new tag team champions. Mack retained. John Wayne Murdoch, the new Ultraviolet champion. Which kind of, WrestleMania weekend, of course. The Briscoes not only were in this show, they left this show to go to WrestleCon, Mark Hitchcock's Memorial Super Show. They're going to go up against who are they facing in that one? The Rottweilers, Homicide and Loki. I'm about halfway through that show right now, and they haven't had the match yet, but so far, on day one, the match of the day came from that Super Show. But that's going to wrap up the review for Joey Janela Spring Break 6, Part 1. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show. Like I've said, I'm going to review as many of these shows as I can throughout the weekend. Hopefully pretty close to when they're over. I know the next show, Alex Colon's, oh geez, what the hell is the name of this other show tonight? There's so many shows. What's Planet Death? The GCW Planet Death show is 11:59 tonight. I will not be reviewing that until tomorrow. So I'm going to finish the Memorial Super Show, then probably get some sleep, start up in the morning. But as always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.